And so here we are. And it's coming. And none of us who have been close to this 4-year-long battle, I don't think, can find a place where that churning in your gut completely quiets. It keeps me awake at night. There aren't any bullfrogs for it to keep awake. And then I wonder about my grandchildren. They are the 5th generation to swim in this creek, to play in these woods. And what is this going to be like when I'm gone? And this is their land.
My husband and I, we met in graduate school in Syracuse University. And that's where we had our first daughter, Ruby. And then he was able to find a job back where he grew up in central Pennsylvania. So we moved back here. And then within a year, I was able to land a full-time teaching job as well. And that's when we purchased our first home in Williamsport. And then we quickly outgrew it. So within 2 years, we were looking for bigger space, and we were able to find this beautiful place. Looking for just more nature in our lives, just a place for them to learn how to grow a garden, and just more like self-sustaining ways of life, and space is what we were looking for, and we found it. I don't think it was a year later we were informed by one of our neighbors that the furthest property down this private dirt lane was purchased by the gas company, and that there would be some gas development coming. So that was a heartbreaking day. I'll always remember that, just being in the driveway. We heard the news and it just pit in my stomach, felt sick.
I'm 73 years old, and I have memories from the time I was probably 5. So that's 68 years of memories on one piece of land. So now I swim in the creek with my grandchildren, and they are the 5th generation to swim in this creek, to play in the woods. And I tell them stories about the way it used to be. I tell them stories about the day my sister and I dragged an empty dresser down to the beach at the edge of the creek and filled all 4 drawers with frogs, because there were that many frogs to catch and put in dresser drawers.
The creek, our home, brought us tranquility for a long time.
Learned to fish right up the road here at Little Bear Creek from my father. We'd come up and fish the Loyalsock quite a bit. I grew up swimming, kayaking, tubing down the Loyalsock. This has been home to me really much of my life.
Kind of haunting when you come up Butternut Grove and turn onto our private dirt lane here, and to see, the ribbons and all that, and to really visualize how wide they could potentially, increase the private driveway here, private drive. It cuts right through our backyard. And that's the thing, is like, I feel like these government agencies who are looking at maps and this, that, and the other thing, they don't understand how invasive it is here. It truly cuts through our backyard. And that's the hardest part, is to explain all of that.
We knew the gas company was working in this area, We had been told that they were up on top of the ridge, so that they're out of sight. They're not going to be bothering us down here. When we learned then that this property that was right behind us was bought, and you can see the stakes behind us that actually mark off property lines and kind of where they're going to be doing some of their work. It was a shock because we now didn't have neighbors. We had an industry that was going to be right next door to us. And,
Here you go, Momo. Here you go, buddy. The gas industry is here. And in spite of a 4-year battle to try to stop this project, which to date will be the largest methane extraction project in the entire Loyalsock Valley on this creek.
There are other ways to access that property. We brought that up numerous times. I don't understand why that can't be honored. This right-of-way is meant for residential traffic, not industrial traffic, construction vehicles. It's through the middle of our property, through the middle of our backyard, where our girls are free to play, ride their bikes, play hide and seek, hang out with the animals. So I just don't understand why that can't be honored.
It was at a distance. We didn't pay attention, probably nearly enough. And shame on us. Hopefully we can prevent more devastation for us and for others out there by just becoming informed and being advocates for the environment. We want quick fixes in our society these days. A quick fix to solve issues with energy. There's a price.
I should say that, let me say that differently. It's not that there's no one with the power to stop it. There's no one willing to stop it. There's no one willing to claim the power, the decision-making power that has been vested in them by the people that they were either elected or appointed to serve, who has stepped up to say no. This project can't go through.